Hello, welcome back to the channel, everyone. So we are here today with the results for day 2 and 3 of week 5 of Major 2 qualifiers. I decided to just do one video for yesterday and today because it was after 12 a.m. when I stopped streaming last night. So I thought it was just time for me to go to bed. I wasn't going to record a video. That was do this morning, but then I was like, nah, I'll just record it for today. Today. So it was a banger of a weekend. I will say that it was a good weekend, really good. But let's go ahead and hop into the results. So we'll start off with take a look at the current standings. As of right now, you have Optic in the #1 seat with 9-0. You got the Miami Heretics just below them with 6-3. You got the Riyadh Falcons with 5-4. LA Thieves 5-4. Riyadh beat the Thieves and they tied them. So yeah, those two are tied now. Then you got G2 Minnesota 5-4, Toronto 5-5, FaZe 4-5. You got Gentlemix 4-5. Then you got the Ravens 4-5, Surge, Breach, Cloud9. These bottom four. Ooh. Carolina better keep their head above water. That's all I can say. They better keep their head above water. And I wanted to take a look at this too. So I forgot to put my pick'ems in for Friday, but I did it for today and yesterday, except apparently for the last match between the Falcons and FaZe, but I don't know what happened there. No, okay. No, wait, I did put it in. Yeah, I did put it in. It just don't have it. So I got that one correct, that one correct, that one correct, that one, not that one. I hit this one dead on 3-1. 3-1. I said 3-0 with the Ravens against G2, but it was a 3-0, which was surprising. I said that would be 3-2. It went 3-1. I mean, I was pretty close. I was pretty doggone close this weekend. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the results. So kicking Saturday off, you had Ravens against G2 Minnesota, and this was an epic matchup. I will say that it was an epic matchup. Scar Hardpoint 250 to 234. Exposure Search and Destroy 6-4. Exposure Overload 6-2. I mean, these first two games were really, really, really close. The third one, not as much. I mean, it was a battle and a half between these two teams. I mean, just a really, really good battle. But then you had Toronto Koi versus Surge. I went with Surge on this one because I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. And they did put up a fight, just not enough of one. Colossus Hardpoint went 250 to 196. Exposure Search and Destroy went 6-4. Exposure Overload 6-3. Scar Hardpoint 250 to 235. Surge is improving, but they have a long way to go. I mean, they have a long way to go before they reach the level of some of these top tier teams. Then you had Thieves against Cloud9. Pretty much an absolute slaughter. I mean, the only map that they got them was the Scar Search and Destroy 6-4. Search and Destroy seems to be this Cloud9 team's bread and butter. But Colossus Hardpoint 250 to 95. I mean, 95. That's like something that would happen if I was playing multiplayer. Yeah, I don't know. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Like I said, Scar Search and Destroy 6-4. Scar Overload 5-3. Then the Scar Hardpoint 250-108. I mean, it was just an absolute slaughter between those two teams. Well, on the side of Cloud9, that is. It was absolute slaughter. Then you had Paris Gentlemates against Boston Breach, and I went with the Gentlemates. I was really, really hoping that they were going to pull out that win, and they did. So, Colossus Hardpoint 250-246. That was a really, really close one. Like, really close. Then, Scar Search and Destroy 6-4. Den Overload 4-2. Den Hardpoint 250-176. It wasn't as epic of a matchup as the Optic versus Paris Gentlemates, because those two teams, Optic and Paris, you pair them against each other, it's a absolute battle, and it is fun to watch. Really, really fun to watch. Then, kicking today off, you had G2 Minnesota against Boston Breach. So Breach had back-to-back matches, and Breach lost again to Minnesota. 250-244. Really close match right there. Colossus Search and Destroy 6-4. Exposure Overload 2-1. Colossus Hardpoint 250-130. I mean, that first one, there was a definite closeness of skill. This one, G2 just fell off on the Search and Destroy, but then the Exposure Overload, I mean, that is, if I remember correctly, they play a lot of keep away. Then the Colossus Hardpoint 250-130. I mean, it was really, really close. On like one or two of those maps, it was close. It was close. But then the Miami Heretics versus Vancouver Surge, 3-0. 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. I mean, boom, boom, boom. It got knocked out toward the end of the matches today. But we'll take a look at them anyways. So 250-199 on the Exposure Hardpoint. Den Search and Destroy 6-4. Den Overload 5-2. I mean, it was, while there was competition on this first map, these next two maps, it was just straight Heretics. I mean, nothing but the Heretics the entire time. There was no sort of hard battling or anything. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, Surge is improving, but they have a long way to go. Then the Falcons against Thieves. These two teams are very closely matched. Very, very closely matched. So 250-244 on the Den Hardpoint. 6-3 on the Raids Search and Destroy. Scar Overload 5-4. These two teams, it was a really, really close battle between these two teams. I mean, absolutely close. But in the end, the LA Thieves ended up dropping ball, and they just did not have it. But then, FaZe Vegas versus Carolina Royal Ravens. 250-137 on the Scar Hardpoint. Den Search and Destroy 6-4. Scar Overload 5-1. I mean, there's really nothing in here that needs a whole lot of explaining. It was kind of a slaughter. And I hate that for Carolina because they were doing really good. But you can't win them all. Like Optic. I'm not jinxing you, Optic, I hope. Y'all my team. But yeah, it was It was quite a weekend. And kicking next weekend off on Friday, you have the Paris Genomates versus FaZe Vegas. That'll be an interesting match. I say that the Genomates are going to win that one. Then you got Cloud9 against the Royal Ravens. I go Royal Ravens all day. Surge against G2. I might go out on a limb. Go out on a limb and say Surge, but I think G2 are going to win that. I think they're really going to win that. You got Heretics against Ravens. You got FaZe against Cloud9. You got Falcons against Optic. Then you got Thieves against G2. Then on Sunday, you got Surge against the Three-Eyed Falcons, Genomates against Thieves, and Heretics against Boston Breach, and then Toronto Koi against Optic Texas for the final match of the Major 2 qualifiers. That is going to be a banger of a match. And if Optic wins that one, and the one against the Falcons, they will have a perfect Major 2 qualifiers record. And I think it will actually break a record in the CDL history. If I recall what the podcaster said correctly, I think it will break a record. I hope it does. I really hope it does. We will see. But I'm really hoping it does. Let's go ahead and put in my pick'ems for next weekend before I forget to do so. So, Genomates against FaZe Vegas. I say 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. Then Ravens against Cloud9. I go 3-1. Because if the Cloud9 wins anything, it's going to be a search and destroy. Probably. And I don't know. I see them possibly winning a search and destroy. But then G2 against Surge. I go G2, but I give Surge one map. One map. Heretics against the Ravens. Sorry, Ravens. I don't think you're going to win that one. But it goes 3-2. It goes 3-2. FaZe against Cloud9. 3-2. Game 5. It goes Game 5. Optic against the Falcons. Optic's only lost to the Falcons once. They 3-0'd them 3 times. 3-0. 3-0 in favor of Optic. Let's see. Thieves against G2. I want to go G2. But it goes Game 5 for sure. It goes Game 5 for sure. Alright, Falcons against Surge. Falcons all day. Give Surge one map. Paris against the Thieves. 3-2. I say 3-2 in favor of the Gentlemates. Heretics against Breach. 3-1 in favor of the Heretics. Optic and Koi, 3-2 in favor of Optic. Yep, that's what I say. That's what I say. Save. Yep, but next weekend, the final weekend before the Major 2 tournament. Hard to believe that we are almost at the Major 2 tournament already. Really, really hard to believe that. But we are. We are, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. But I hope y'all have a great day, and I will catch y'all in the next video. See ya. See you for week 6 of the Major 2 qualifiers. It's going to be a banger of a weekend. I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see the Major 2 tournament itself. It's going to be really, really interesting for that. I hope you have a great day. I will catch you in the next video.